Coming up, we've got Trey Ford making his first start in the Labor Day Classic, taking on the Calgary Stampeders. It is the Battle of Alberta. Trey and the Elks obviously coming off that huge home victory for the first time since 2019. Can they keep the momentum going on the flip side?
One of the things that I take it away from his game is his drops. Now, he's not taking normal quarterback drops. He's getting depth, and by getting depth, he's buying himself space to use what is so darn special, and that's his athletic ability. The further he drops back, the more distance between defensive linemen and linebackers. And when he's doing that, it's every time I see him drop further back in the pocket, I think about the challenge it is for linebackers and defensive linemen, even DBs, to try to tackle him in space.
Yeah, I've played a few guys with a few guys, and you've seen them play. Damon Allen, Tracy Ham, Doug Flutie. I talked to Doug specifically about what you just talked about. The quicker and the longer you can get back and the further away you can get from the defensive line, the more space it gives you. Plus, Davis, it gives you more vision. And he's not the tallest of quarterbacks, but he's putting those guys in a world of hurt.
Edmonton playing their best ball of the season with their young quarterback leading the way.
Yeah, Trey Ford has led the Elks to 2 straight wins, and coming off that big game against the Ottawa Red Blacks where Ford threw for over 300 yards and a touchdown and also rushed for 74 and a touchdown, no interceptions.
62nd Labor Day Classic between these two clubs. The record 30-30 and a tie. They'll get it to Kyron Moore to start this ball game, and a nice burst on the far side of the field. Almost picked up a first down.
Former U Sport All-Canadian out of Waterloo and the Warriors. Trey Ford, 2-1 on the season, completing 77% of his passes with 4 touchdowns and an interception. And his run game, as impressive. Great speed to the edges. When he was in the combine, he ran a 4.4.
Pretty fast for a quarterback.
Well, for NFL, even in his NFL scouts, when they timed him, that 4.4 was the best of any draft-eligible quarterback in the National Football League.
He's got 20 carries on the year for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns, making its 4th consecutive start. Well, let's take a quick look back here with Trey Ford at quarterback. Edmonton finally found a way to win a game at home.
You know, we talk about his athleticism and how quick he is. He's a good example there of him taking off and running, but he has done a nice job in his starts of recognizing coverage, picking up blitzes, finding the hot receiver.
Taste of a Labor Day Classic. Ford in the pocket. Escapes now on the run. Calgary trying to contain him, but they can't. Ford still going, and finally they push him out of bounds. Trey Ford, 83.3% in that win over Ottawa. One of the most accurate games from a quarterback this season.
Yeah, I mentioned on that last series, he considers himself a passer first and, won't hesitate to run. Well after the play and want to protect the players, and so does the PA.
Here goes Trey Ford, what a move, down to the 15, one man to beat Ford, looking for the end zone, pushed out of bounds, up and over at the end of a spectacular run by the young quarterback. 40 yards for Ford.
Well, he's going to find the hole off the right side, almost a quarterback draw. There's Cam Judge, and Cam Judge is a linebacker quick. He's very quick and good tackler in the open field. He goes upfield so far to try and contain him that Trey Ford sees the inside lane and takes off. And look at that speed, outrunning angles.
Touchdown saving push there from Kobe Williams.
It's over. How about that? A little athleticism up over the billboard.
7 to 4, 3-play, 42-yard drive, 40 of them coming right here.
There's a couple of cuts right there. Micah Holloway, one of the best tacklers in the league this year, if not the best. He made him miss.
Well, just when you think you might be doing an okay job on him, find a little bit of space and go around Judge and Alway to do what he did. It makes it even more impressive.
That might be the best part. You make a big play and you go right over to your bench and you get to talk about it with your teammates. Did you see me? Did you see what I did with the shake and bake there? Now they can watch it on the tablet as well. Back in the day, we could just, we could elaborate on the play.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I jumped over 4 guys.
Nobody remembers, Glenn. Is it on a tablet somewhere? Not on the season.
Now he can throw from the pocket too, and you look at that 317 yards last week for Trey Ford. Puts him in pretty good company with Canadian quarterbacks. Nathan Warwick last year, Russ Jackson back in '68, Jerry Tilio in '82, including the rush yards. His quarterback rating. Now, quarterback rating takes into account a whole bunch of stats, and it's a mathematical formula that I still don't understand. But
nobody does.
He was tops. Like, he maxed out at 158, a perfect quarterback rating last week.
Ford flushed out of the pocket again on the run. And close to a first down.
Good work.
A couple of Stampeders with a crack at him, but they couldn't track him down.
Yeah, I mean, and you can spy with them. And Micah Alway's back here. He's going to the running back first, and he's gonna get in chase across the field to try and catch up with Trey Ford.
2nd and 16 for Ford. 3-man pressure this time. Dumps it off to Brooks. Brooks looking for some blocking. Stays on his feet.
And he's been looking to his teammate Tanner Green, who's got a lot of history with the Elks, because he really just wants to feel the fire of this rivalry, you guys.
They got involved. Locking somebody down. 2nd and 10 for Ford. Escapes this time on the run. Trying to look to the far side, and he'll be forced out right at midfield. Dozier, I think, was leading the way on that one. Here's Ford. Ford, quick one. Lewis went down and got it. That'll be a first down for Edmonton. Nice catch from Gino Lewis for a big 7 yards.
And good awareness for Trey Ford, too, to know that he only had 3-man pressure there, so he could be more patient. He could let Gino Lewis open up. You see how he takes his time, goes through his progressions, backside curl there to Gino for the first down.
Second catch of the game for Lewis. Shannon Brooks in the game at running back. Ford fakes it. Now thought about going down the field. Looked for Dunbar after he escaped, and Dunbar couldn't hang on.
Speaking of escape, wow, I mean, I thought he was caught in Trey Ford. They overload the left side of the line just to fake that they're going that way and get Trey Ford out in space, but I thought he was caught there. Bounces outside of Alway, and boy, he put it right on Dunbar's hands.
Yeah, that was right there for Dunbar. Right through his arms, and he had a step or two on Roberson.
He turns the corner there. He might find the end zone on that play.
4 for 10 on 2nd down today for Edmonton. Just 3-man rush again. Ford near side to Mitchell. Mitchell made a man miss down the sideline. And that is a first down for the visitors. First catch of the game for Dylan Mitchell goes for 17.
Okay, here's an example of what Calgary might try to do more of. There's Cam Judge. Now just watch him as he goes to show blitz, and now he's spying. He's waiting, he's spying, and all he's doing there is mirroring Trey Ford. Vacates a zone if they play zone defense, or makes it more difficult against man when you've taken a linebacker and assigned him to mirroring the quarterback.
Missed tackle by Roberson there. Open things up. 17 for Mitchell. Ford gets this one away quickly. Goes right back over to Lewis. Trey Ford back on the field from the Calgary 32. Back to Lewis. He's got it again, and another first down for Edmonton. 4th catch of the game for 87.
Yeah, they're starting to activate Gino Lewis, and he is going to be that inside guy. This is quads to the wide side of the field. 4 receivers. And look at that outside stem and then back into the middle. That stem is not only about timing, but it's also about getting inside leverage on anyone trying to cover you from outside in.
For opposition and the defenses to get it together. And you think you know, but you don't know until Trey Ford hits this on you and goes for 40. And it's like, oh, this is a different animal. And it is. And what's scary is now he's got him in a rocking chair. He doesn't know if they're coming up or coming back. And he can just slide to the left, and then boom, he's creating once again. Trey Ford is in a really good spot right now. And you heard Sue say what I referred to. Hey, you play to your strengths, and you run until you figure it out. And this kid's figured it out, because what you decide to do to try to put pressure on him is play cover zero. And what does he do? He reads that out and throws it on time. Trey Ford, like you said, Kate, is not putting up gigantic numbers here in the first 30 minutes, but he's got his football team out front. He's error-free, and he's got them in a rocking chair. They didn't know to come up or come back, and he can hurt you in so many ways. So you think you know, but you really don't.
Pick up for Brown, 2nd and 3 from the Edmonton 33. Ford keeps it, takes off, has a ton of room. Ford slides down at the 40 after easily picking up that first down.
You know, sometimes we've seen a lot of quarterbacks, and a lot can run pretty well in our league, but you see a lot of quarterbacks, when a defender comes down, how they can redirect. Watch what happens with Trey Ford and his 4.40. You can't redirect in time. He's too quick to get outside. That's coming from deep in the secondary to make that tackle.
Nick Stats is there too. Clock ticking down. Ford just takes off on his own, and he has a first down for Edmonton. I'm not sure if that's how they drew it up, but Ford just was taken off, and he had the speed to get her done.
No, it's not how they drew it up, Dustin, because it looked like Kevin Brown may have either stepped up the wrong way or didn't do what Trey Ford thought he was going to do anyway, and he just made it happen on his own after the broken play. Watch the reaction here from Kevin Brown. He's like, well, oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
If it works, I guess.
Yeah.
Empty backfield for Ford this time. 3 to the left, 3 to the right, 3-man rush. Ford waits, tries to lob one in there, and it works. Nice touch as he gets it to Manny Arsenault, and he now has a catch in 140 consecutive games.
Yeah, that's pretty special. I mean, that's longevity, consistency, leadership, all of it from Manny Arsenault. His time with the BC Lions, his time in Edmonton. He goes up and wins between 2 defenders there. Enough for the first down. 15 different quarterbacks.
3. Elks leading by 8. Here's Ford. Forced back. Way back. Now he moves to his left on the run. Trey Ford still going. And now he finds a space on the far side of the field. How about this? Ford to the 50, down to the 40, and will eventually slide. Just brilliant stuff from the Canadian quarterback.
Wow. Trey Ford did not get hit by any of the 12 defenders on the field for the Calgary Stampeders, and looked like he may lose 20 yards. Okay, now I'm not comparing him, and I know that Coach Jones has also talked a little bit about this, so it's not a unique idea by any stretch of the imagination, but I saw some Doug Flutie in there on this run.
33 yards, ran about 80 to get there, and he's over 100 yards on a day in his first Labor Day Classic. Now gets turned around, has to take off again, and he finds space and gets something out of nothing. Here's Chris Jones on his quarterback.
The CFL purists are probably cringing at the thought of me saying that somebody that's, you know, won a couple ball games is Doug Flutie, because Doug won so many games and is such an icon up here. But body type wise, stature wise, but I think more than that, I mean, Trey's got a huge heart. Common day, you know, of Kyler Murray, and then old school would be Doug Flutie.
Yeah, and you know, again, we're not trying to compare the accomplishments of Doug Flutie and what he did in the Canadian Football League and his MOPs and championships. But you're looking at body type, speed, quickness, how to avoid, throwing from different angles, and just his athleticism, but not just, you know, he's not just a runner, just an athlete. The guy can throw the football on the run. And you can see the comparisons. I mean, there's Doug wearing the Calgary Stampeder jersey. And I played against Doug. And I can't tell you how many times Bobby Jurison and I were in the huddle going, can someone please catch him? Like, it drives you nuts defensively when you got a guy that you can't run down and catch.
First career 100-yard rushing game for Ford. He's at 113. Fun to watch. Must be a nightmare to play against, though. 2nd and 4.
Full blitz.
Gets it away quickly to Kyron Moore, and Moore has a first down. He also takes a huge blow by Micah Alway right at the end of it. And he's up, chirping back in his face.
Well, first of all, it's great recognition by Ford because Calgary, after that run, they're going to fill all the gaps defensively, and that means he throws a quick route out to Kyron Moore, and there's your hit. How many is that now for Alway?
Lots. He's at 7.
Yeah.
Double-digit tackle game certainly wouldn't surprise anybody for Alway with the season he's having. Here's Ford, pressured again, on the run again, and he finds space again. Keeps going, eventually tracked down from behind. Trey Ford running down the throat of the Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah, and I saw him in those last couple of plays. We saw the shot of him in the huddle, and he's really trying to catch his wind now. I mean, he is running a ton. Just, you know, if he's getting a 10-yard gain, he's running 30 yards to get it. And he's trying to catch his wind down here. And meanwhile, Brent Monson's trying to figure out how they catch him.
I'm tired just watching him. 120 yards on the ground, 90 more through the air. 2nd and 3 for Ford. Calgary going to show some pressure. He guns it out to Moore again. Kyron Moore, a stiff arm to get himself a first down.
See Kyron Moore that time, Dustin? Same play 2 plays ago. He made a move and went inside.
Kept it outside this time.
And Michael Alway came down inside and put a pretty good hit on it. This time, Kyron Moore went, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take that hitch. I'm going to take it wide, and I'll go one-on-one with Moxie. But he got the first.
Time ticking down here in the 3rd quarter. First and goal from the Calgary 9. Can Edmonton finish this drive? They'll give it to Brooks, pushing ahead, takes it down just shy of the 5.
That was a ride and decide play. That was a play where Trey Ford had a chance to either pull it or give it to Brooks on the inside. And I think just because of fatigue on this particular drive, Trey Ford decided to give it.
Give himself a bit of a breather.
Yep.
2nd carry of the game for Brooks.
Look who else is breathing hard. Cam Judge trying to track him down.
That's a highly tuned athlete trying to find some air. Ford trying to find the end zone. 2nd and goal. Has it. Will throw it, and he's got a touchdown, Dunbar. 2nd of the game. First one was from Moore. This one is from Ford, and Edmonton has some breathing room.
Yeah, Calgary just got tired of the running, and they load the line. Now, you also do that when you're down in your own goal line, but this is Trey Ford, recognize it. Instead of trying to bounce around and run around this time, quick play action, inside rope by Dunbar. Very tough to cover with no linebackers in there to take away the throwing lanes, and what a drive by number 2.
8-play, 70-yard drive, most of it on the creativity of Ford. Calgary is 0-7 on the year when trailing after 3 quarters. And they're down by a bunch. The downs from the Edmonton 42. Ford, a high one. Arsenal went up and got it. And hauls in his second catch of the ball game.
How many does he have now? We're talking 9 tackles. And that puts him, continues with his pace. Singleton, Alex Singleton set the record for the Stamps at 123. Coming into this one tonight, Mike Alway is on pace for 127. Might be slightly ahead of that with 9 already.
Big time addition to this Calgary defense. 2nd and 5 for Edmonton. Ford looking for that first down near sideline. He's got it. And he'll slide down there. Another first down picked up by the legs. The fancy feet of Trey Ford.
Yeah, he could tell by alignment that he was going to try and get the edge here because Calgary didn't have a linebacker on the outside of the defensive end. And I think anytime he sees that, he's going to pull it and get out because he one-on-one.
Time for your Coors Light moment of chill. It's probably the slowest Ford move to the entire evening, I would think, Glenn.
Walking down the tunnel. It's been a track meet since. Well over 100 yards already tonight. Couple of big gains. Boy, it gets tough for defenses.
For the young quarterback. 3-man rush. Ford out to the left. Down the field, far side. And that is hauled in by who else? Geno Lewis with Robertson hanging off his back.